Shoto, Todoroki, lift it high, keep it mostly on the low key, but aspire.
Shoto, Todoroki, lift it high, keep it mostly on the low.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my second channel, Schwabba and today I'm taking a break from the reactions just for like a second to do some behind the scenes kind of breakdown stuff on one of my newest tracks, the Todoroki track that I made with Free Soul on my main channel. Link in the description if you haven't already listened, please do. So I haven't done really a breakdown or kind of analysis of one of my own songs since the Haikyuu Cypher, so I thought it would be fun. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it, and I guess we'll start with the instrumental. So with this instrumental, I was really just trying to go for something I could kind of, you know, flow on and swag on a little bit. There's definitely a couple of influences from kind of like trap music and a lot of those, the more braggadocious kind of, you know what I mean? I don't really have the vernacular to really talk about a lot of different types of hip-hop, unfortunately, but I think you get the vibe that I was going for at the very least. There's a lot of melodic loops in here that I've used, kind of like this synth, which were kind of the first thing that I heard, which gave me the full inspiration, as well as these keys. It's kind of like that dark trap kind of vibe that I was getting from these samples, and I really wanted to just, you know, put a little swag on it. So I have my own 808s that I programmed here, and I love doing that kind of 808 slide, and I've also put like a little sub bass under it with Serum. I just love doing that kind of thing. I just really like the sound, so I've been doing it a lot. And then I have this little pad on top as well. Most everything else, though, is loops. So again, those keys, the synth, and the drums are all these loops that I've found. And this piano arp that I have in here as well. And I like this sample a lot. It just adds a little bit of momentum to the verse that is otherwise quite stripped back. So yeah, that's basically all there is to the instrumental. It's just a couple of layers, piano keys, synths, bass, and drums. I guess we can jump straight into the hook now. So the hook, I wrote the hook and performed the hook by myself. I'd actually already finished writing my full verse and the hook before I even sent the demo to Free Soul, because I wanted him to hear kind of the full idea I had for the track before he jumped on it, just so he got like the full vibe I was going for, because I had a very kind of clear vision for what I wanted from this song early on. So yeah, the hook's pretty simple. It's just 3 layers of my vocals with a lot of processing, a lot of effects, and yeah, I really like how it came out.
Shoto, Todoroki, lift it high, keep it mostly on the low key, but aspire.
I guess lyrically there's nothing too intense going on. So the hook is just basically 4 lines. Shoto, Todoroki, lift it higher, keep it mostly on the low key, but aspire. So it's about him as a character being someone who is pushing boundaries and being this big famous name with this incredible power, but also kind of being, you know, a low-key kind of pulled back personality. He's not someone I think who is, you know, a huge personality and is all about being on blast and on stage and having everyone scream his name. He's not Bakugo, you know what I mean? Don't control me, feel like Broly, never tire. So this is in reference to his dad. You know, there's a comparison that I made here between Broly and Paragus, and like the control that his dad had over him and his immense power, as to like Endeavor controlling his son. It's not like super similar in reality, but there's enough to draw a comparison there, which I think is interesting. Plus, he's just like Broly, never tire. He has this incredibly strong power that really isn't matched by any one of his peers. Make the foes see where the cold be, I'm on fire. Just wanted to get that, you know, cold and fire line in there. Moving on to my verse, you'll see there's quite a lot of like vocal tracks in this song. So I always like to, when I record verses, have one main track, which is just like, usually, I think this is actually 1 take. No, it's 2 takes, cool. Just like the main track.
I am on fire, the will is alive in me like on a Hageka Ray, man.
And then I have these backups, which I usually just go for the rhyming words, and they add a little bit of punch.
Fire, live, Ray, man, die.
So it's literally just adding a little bit of punch here and there over the main vocals. And then there's the ad-libs as well, which just come in between. Whenever there's like a little break, a little pause, I just throw it in for a little visual, not visual, audio interest, I guess. To make it more interesting is what I'm trying to say.
Let's go. Yeah.
And they're really not that common.
Who?
But they just come in every so often when there's a little break, a little pause in the momentum of the song. They come in to help fill that gap. So altogether, I guess it sounds like this.
I am on fire, the will is alive in me like Konohagaka Ray, man. Die because unlike me, they got no connections, I be calling them Ray, man. Stay out the way, man, I bring in big waves like the earthquake. What you saying, huh? Hailing from a distinct race, taking first place like a saying, yeah.
So let's talk about the lyrics for a second. I was really proud of my verse from here, and it's fun. I've been watching a couple of the reactions, and it's fun watching people try and pick up on the references, because there's plenty of them in these verses. So I'll just walk you through them. There's a lot that people haven't got. There's the obvious ones I think people are picking up on and talking about, which is cool, but there's a lot that people haven't got. So let me break them down a little for you. If you don't want spoilers, if you just want to like listen to the song and try and pick it all up by yourself, just listen to the original song. Like I said, link below, and let me know kind of how well you did recognizing these references. But I'm going to break them down one by one for you. Let's go line by line. So I am on fire, you know, it's repeating the line from the hook. The will is alive in me like Konohagaka Ray, man. Because in Konohagaka Ray, the village hidden in the leaves from Naruto, they have the will of fire. That's their thing there. So the will is alive in me. I'm on fire. The will of fire like Konohagaka Ray. Okay. Dire because unlike me, they got no connections. I've been calling them Rayman. So despite being, you know, kind of a laid back, chilled out teen, Todoroki does have a lot of connections within, you know, the hero biz within the industry, which is how I think he got into UA on that recommendation. So he's comparing himself to his enemies. Dire, they are dire because they don't have any connections like he does. So they're like Rayman, because Rayman, the character, his limbs are not connected to his body. He has no connections. Okay, pretty simple stuff so far. Stay out the way, man. I bring the big waves like an earthquake. What you saying? No real references there. Just flexing. Hailing from a distinct race, taking first place like a Saiyan. So he's of a different breed because of the way he was brought up, and because his parents got together specifically so that they could bring the powers of their quirks together. He's from a different breed, a different race altogether. So taking first place like a Saiyan. So like a Saiyan to a human, he's like, you know, a level beyond is what that line is referencing. Thought I was alright in storing the power on my left. So thought he was okay just using the ice powers from his mom and ignoring the powers on his right. So thought I was alright ignoring the powers on my left. Just using his right arm that has the ice powers. He thought, okay, I'll just use my mom's powers, you know, I'll ignore the fire from my father. I thought I was alright just ignoring. But there's also the flip there of I thought I was alright as in okay, and thought I was alright as in just using the right hand side, because that's the ice. It's not that complicated, but nobody's mentioned this line yet, and I really like that flip, because not only is it almost a perfect rhyme between these two lines, I also just like that flip of storing the power mama left, ignoring the power on my left. I just like that. Look like Zuko, flame in my armor, hardly dense. I mean, most people get this, right? He looks like Zuko, he has the burn scar. I think it might be on the opposite side, though, I'm not sure. Quirk is twofold, two sides to his quirk, so they can call me Harvey Dent. Two-Face, not only, again, the burn scar thing, but he's ice and fire. He has two sides to a coin, you know, Harvey Dent, Two-Face. It's a simple joke. I think most people get it, as long as you know what Batman is. Now, this is the line, nobody has commented on this line. I don't think anyone has got this line. Beast, grr, Martin when there's blood on the snow. Grr, G-R-R, G-R-R Martin. George R.R. Martin, the author of A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, When There's Blood on the Snow. Nobody has commented on that yet. Which is upsetting, because I love that line. Beast, grr, Martin when there's blood on the snow. I Katy Perry any enemy, they're hot and they're cold. That one's simpler. Everyone knows hot and cold. A 50-50 chance of anybody leaving here hurt. A pretty gritty way to bag a body, leave freezer burns. So if you don't bag foods when you put them in the freezer, like meat especially, it gets damaged by the ice, and that's called a freezer burn. So bag a body, leave freezer burns. I keep my right hand vanilla, the chillest could not faze me. He's iced up, right? Vanilla, ice cream, vanilla ice, as you'll see in the next line. He keeps his right hand iced up. The chillest could not faze me. He's not bothered about the cold. That means the gems cut, ice, ice, baby. So I keep my right hand vanilla as in he has the ice on his hand, but also as in gems, right? As if he had jewelry on that you would describe that as being iced up. You would have ice on your hand. So that means the gems cut, ice, ice, baby. I'm crazy whenever the left is in ignition. So he goes wild whenever his left side comes alive, whenever the fire's on. Claim to endeavor and weather the ending of my mission. Kill him. So that's just I just wanted to do a little bit of writing and rapping at the end. Doesn't really mean much, to be honest. Claim to endeavor and weather the ending of my mission. It's just basically him saying, I'm going to strive to complete whatever I want to. It's just, it doesn't mean that much. I just wanted it to sound nice at the end. That's the balance. You got to strike the balance between just going bars, and then going, I just want something to sound nice. So then we go back to the hook, and we get to Free Soul's verse. Now, I'm going to comment a little bit on Free Soul's verse, just on, the bars I understand. I might have missed something in this verse. Who knows? But I remember he sent me this. He sent me a couple of versions of it, and just immediately, as soon as I listened, I was like, oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. In fact, I was so impressed by this verse, I actually went back and rewrote 2 of my stanzas in my verse, because I thought it was too weak compared to his. So let me know if you think I did a good job. But here it is, Free Soul's verse. So I got this fire with ice on my body, man. I'm feeling like Todoroki. Yeah. Fire verses, fire as in rapping, ice on my body, jewelry. Got it. You are Charmander with ember, and I am endeavor to you, I am OP. You spit little flames, you got that ember, You're like Charmander, you're just a starter. I'm endeavor, I'm the #1 hero. I got the big flames. Easy stuff, simple stuff, we're comprehending it, we're following it. She wanna meet me because I got heat. She gave me face like emojis. Okay, sex bar. I like it. I haven't ever heard that before. I'm not sure if anyone's used that reference before. She gives me face like emojis. I think that's really funny, so I love it, but I don't know if that's been used before. All of this drip, it be forming an ocean, so all of these rappers need floaties. Yeah, drip, fashionable, cool, we got it. Fire, I got like I'm Shinra, Fire Force, and the wrist water type look like Kingdra, drip, water, okay, Pokemon. I'ma pull up with the beam and it heats ya. Free Soul in this bitch a feature. Name drop, cool. Todoroki with the fire, bitch. I love that, by the way. Todoroki with the fire, bitch. Ice on my body, admire, bitch. Wrist like Kuzan, track I nuke on, and fire bending you a lighter flick. Okay, so wrist like Kuzan, One Piece, and fire bending Avatar, you a lighter. Again, saying, I got big flames, you ain't. Alright, what I like about his verse is the references are quite clever in the way that he's done the same thing as me, where he's just ran with that ice and fire theme and just barred out over that. But a lot of his are like super accessible, like they're references where you hear it and you don't need to hear it more than once to just be like, I know what that means, which I really like. It's just a sign of good writing. I spit fire, but my heart is cold. Todoroki flaw. I stay burning. You don't want the smoke like Bakugo. Again, easy stuff. We're sticking to the show here, yeah? I've been playing with my cheat codes. I don't need to aim. #1, I'm no hero. Still endeavor with the flames. I've been playing with the cheat codes. I don't need to aim. I'm too good. I'm too good, man. I'm OP. Yeah, we had that OP line earlier as well, which ties into that. Bitches hands all on my body. Feeling like I'm Shigaraki. I love that line. Folding paper origami. Money. I love money more than Nami. Yugi. I love that, by the way. I love money more than Nami. Yugi. Just the One Piece reference is good, but then to tie it into Nami, Yami, Yugi, Nami, Yugi. When I'm rapping, I be Yami. To these rappers, I am Kami. Kami could be a reference to Dragon Ball Z. It could be a reference to One Piece. It could just be a reference to the Japanese word for God, which is Kami. Keep that heat up on my body. Tanjiro with Hinokami. Aw. Shodo, Todoroki. Yeah. So Tanjiro with Hinokami, the fire god. Hinokami means fire god. Hinokami Kagura is the dance of the fire god that he does at the end of Demon Slayer. Okay, we get it. Like I said, accessible, cool references, and it just, the delivery is super slick and super cool. So Free Soul actually did his mixing himself because he has a very specific style. So if you actually look at kind of the mix that I've got for him, I literally just have down here a compressor and EQ, and that's it. Because he already sent kind of the mixed.
I got this fire with ice on my body, man. I feel like Todoroki.
The fully mixed vocals. So I don't usually let collaborators send me their fully mixed vocals. I usually insist on them sending me kind of the raw, flat files and letting me mix it to my kind of standards. But because he has such a very clear aesthetic for his vocals, and he knows what he's doing with them. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I don't want to fuck with it. You can send me those. So that was cool. But I think that's it. So we've looked at all of the lyrics, we've looked at all of the references, we've looked at the instrumental, and I don't think there's anything too crazy here from like a production standpoint. It's relatively simple and clean. So yeah, I think I've covered just about everything. I think that's everything. So yeah, I hope you like the track anyway. Please, if you haven't listened yet, make sure you stream this single on iTunes or Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon, wherever you get your music. It's all out there, it's all online. Add it to your playlist. Check out the original video, link in the description, and check out Free Soul as well, because that dude is awesome. Really love some of his tracks. And I think that's going to be the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. See ya. Peace.
On the snow, I Katy Perry any enemy, they're hot and they're cold. A 50-50 chance of anybody leaving here hurt. A pretty greedy way to bag a body, leave freeze to burns. I keep my right hand vanilla, the chillest could not faze me.